that sounded healthy. What's up, everybody? As you can see, I've already started working on this car before I decided to do a video. And what I'm going to do is we're going to be replacing the alternator on this. It is a 2003 Volkswagen Passat wagon with the 2.8, and the alternator is bad, and the alternator is in a little bit of a awkward position. It's not a hard job, it just takes time. The alternator is all the way down there, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to actually move the front bumper assembly, the crash pad, the cross member piece on it, the tensioner, and then you can get to the alternator. But we're going to, I've already removed some of the covers. There was a piece here, and it's just 3 little Phillips head screws that took that off. And then there was should have been a cover, but there wasn't a cover on here. But that's pretty much all I did, other than taking the battery loose, which is up here on the top. So what we'll have to do is remove this front bumper assembly, and to do this you're going to have some Torx bits here and here, and then there's going to be like some clips and stuff on the bottom. But let me go ahead and remove this bumper piece, and then we'll come back and I'll show you exactly what I had to remove to get it off. As you can see, we have the front bumper assembly off, and to take it off you're going to have 3 T25 Torx bits on your inner fender right here, and then one that goes up in here through this portion right here of the bumper. And then you got 2 T30s, I believe they are, there and there. And then you can just pull on the bumper itself, and the bumper will pull out, and once it does you can take your side marker light off on either side right here, and then the connector for your fog lights, and you should be able to just pull the bumper right off. The next thing we're going to do is actually take this crash pad portion off right there, and this whole assembly will come out. You should have 5, I think, Torx bits. One here, there's one up inside of here, you can't really see it because it's kind of dark. There's going to be 2 on either side, and then 1 right in the middle. We're going to do that and take this off, and that way we can loosen up these Torx bits right there, and we should be able to tilt the radiator support back some. But let me get this crash pad or brace bar and stuff off real quick, and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so we took the front bumper portion off, and there's 2 of these 18mm bolts with nuts on them, and they actually go through this right here, and we had to take this off, which was right there, and it's held in with 3 Torx bits screws right there. And then on the side you should have some Torx bits right there. I think they're the T30s. You got it right here, here, and then there's that one on top on each side, and it's on both sides of it. But once we take both of these bumper supports right here off, and they just go in right there, as you can see, the bumper pretty much will move back at this point, and we can get our hand down in here a lot easier than we could before. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and take the belt off and the tensioner, so we can start taking off all the stuff for the alternator. We got the belt off, and it was a 17mm to take the belt off right here where my light is. Let's see if I can get you a little closer. Right there on the bottom. And then we're going to take this tensioner off with an Allen right there. I haven't figured out what size it is. Give me 1 second and I'll find out what it is for you. Alright, so it is a 10mm. They're not really all that tight. This is what your tensioner looks like. We'll set that to the side, and let me find my flashlight. As you can see, we can get to the bolts for the alternator now. So you're going to have 1 down there, and then there's an Allen right here. That may be a 10 or an 8. I'm guessing more along the lines of an 8. Yes, it is an 8mm. I know it's a little dark in there, but I can't hold the flashlight and take this off at the same time. I'm moving y'all all around. I'm trying to do everything one-handed at the moment. This is your upper bolt. You can tell somebody's been in there. And this is a new alternator. It's on here. The wrong one was put on it. You'll have two different options. You'll have a 90 and a 120. Pretty much, if you have a 2.8, you should have the 120 alternator. And I do believe that bolt is not even tight. Get a 13mm ratchet wrench. Be a little bit easier. See if I have it with me. There you go. I know y'all are all in a weird angle because I'm trying to do this one-handed and there's not really a lot of room in here, so it's not like the best angles to get anything. So let me go ahead and get this out of the car, or at least get this bolt out, and then whenever I get ready to take the connector and the hot wire off the back, I'll bring y'all back and show y'all that, because you will have to do that from underneath. Alright, we're underneath the car now. I got the wires and the connector off. As you can see up there, there we go. Right there, that's where the wire goes. This black wire runs right here. That one, that is the wire that goes to it. This one had a 12mm, some of them have a 13. Somebody had an aftermarket connector on here. It only has one wire that goes to it, and right here is the connector. You just push back on that and pull it straight out, and that's pretty much it. Now we're going to go back on top and we're going to pull the alternator out from the top. So let me lower this back down real quick, and once I get it back down and we start to pull it out, I will show you the process of pulling it out, because it is a little tight in there. Okay, so last thing we got to do is move this fan out of the way, and I've already got it loose. To break it loose, all you have to do is just kick it over to the driver's side and it should pull right out. Now the connector is a little harder to get to, so sit down in there. So once we remove it though, and I just got it sitting like that on the other fan, and it doesn't have any tension on the wire, as you can see. So we got it right there. Let's see if I can pull this out for y'all. Yeah, I know my light is kind of bright, but if we can get this out. It is a little tricky. If I can get it turned the right way. Hard to do it one-handed, especially with these lines in the way. Let me pull it out and then I'll tell y'all exactly how it come out. I'll show it to you. So had it out, it took me about 10 seconds to get it out after I put the camera down. So had to pull it straight up with the bracket that looks like that, straight up, and I turned it, slipping out of my hand. So it was sitting in there like this, so I flipped it to the side like that and then pulled it straight up and it come right out. It did press on the fan shroud piece that attaches to the radiator a little bit, but like I said, radiator support moves, so you got enough wiggle room to pull it out through there. But now we have it out, we're going to compare it to the 120 amp to see which one has the right brackets. Like I said, there's two different styles, and we're going to make sure we get the right one. Okay, so we're about to put the alternator back on this, and here's the part number right here. And just to remember, this is a 120 amp, and this one uses, the other style will have a black bracket right here, where this one is silver all the way around it. But I don't know which one this is. I'll have to look that up as well to see which part number, and I will put both part numbers in the description below. But for this one right here, it is a CarQuest part number. It is 13922A, and this is the 120 amp alternator. So what I'm going to do is actually put this back on, put everything back together, and once I get it running and everything back together and it's going, and we're going to check the voltages, make sure everything's good, put a load under all the electrical systems and everything, because what happened before, because they had 90 amp on here, whenever you turn the AC on, blinkers, radio and all that, it would drop from like 14.5 volts all the way down to about 11.5 volts. So it was putting a major strain on the system. So let me throw this back together, and once we get ready to test it, I'll bring y'all back. In the car now, I got everything put back together, battery is hooked up. Let's hit the windshield wipers. Okay. Turn, make sure the fan is on. The AC is on. Takes it a minute to get the full blast on one of these. Alright. Yeah, no, I hate the dinging. Got our meter right here. Kicking on. There we go. Didn't have a good enough connection on the ground. As you can hear, AC fan is on, the AC is on, and we are at 13.67, around there. Before, what it would do is, when the AC kicked on, it would drop down to about 11.8 volts, which is not good at all. And we still have AC on high, and headlights are on. We don't have the radio on, but that's alright. But we do have like major loads on it. Like I said, headlights, we got the doors open, interior lights on, AC is blowing, the AC is on. So at 13.8, 13.7 volts, that's good with all that running. Like I said, that 90 amp wasn't keeping up with it, so we had to put the 120 amp on there, because that's what probably come off of it. But that's pretty much going to conclude this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section below. I'll get to them as soon as I can, and I will put everything in the description below. I can't remember what the part number was. I think it's something like 13922A is what it was, or it was 19322A. It's one of the others. I'll find out what it is and put it in the comment section below with a link to one of the alternators. But like I said, if y'all enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and until next time, y'all have a great day.